tonight, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is investigating a deadly shooting involving a Fayette County Sheriff's deputy. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. I'm Shay Arthur. WREG's Quincy Wilborn breaks down what investigators say unfolded and brings us the video showing the moments before that shooting.
Video shared with WREG shows a disturbance happening inside the newly opened pilot truck stop at exit 42 on I-40 in Fayette County. In the video, you see a Fayette County Sheriff's deputy and what appears to be a security guard pointing their weapons at a man inside the store. This all happened early Sunday morning. In another video, you see the man running around the store. You can see he's carrying something in his hand. At one point, you can hear someone tell the man to, quote, "put that knife down," to which he replies, "No." According to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, deputies were responding to a reported stabbing. Officials say a civilian was stabbed and wounded, but is expected to be okay. When deputies confronted the suspect, TBI says the situation somehow escalated. Reports say the deputy ended up shooting the suspect. He died on the scene, but the cause of death is still under investigation. The agency says it was discovered that the suspect also had what are believed to be self-inflicted stab wounds that reportedly happened before and during the encounter with deputies. No law enforcement officers were hurt. In a statement, a spokesperson for the company says, quote, "Our thoughts are with all those involved in the incident at our travel center located in Mason, Tennessee. The safety of our team members and guests is our #1 priority, and we will work with authorities as they continue to investigate this incident." The location officially opened last week, but on Sunday morning, WREG saw the store was closed as officials with the company carried out their own investigation into what happened. The truck stop opened back up around 11 a.m. Reporting for your news leader, Quincy Wilborn, WREG News, Channel 3.
Deputies responded to a deadly confrontation just south of Denver. One man is dead after an officer-involved shooting at an event center up in Highlands Ranch. Douglas County deputies responded shortly before midnight to Main Event, where they say they encountered a man in the parking lot with a weapon. Deputies ordered that man to drop the gun, which they say he refused. At one point, that man turned the weapon toward deputies and was shot and killed. Again, that is according to deputies. Now, investigators say that they are still piecing together those details as to what led up to this. However, just before officers arrived on scene, they also learned that there was another shooting inside that Main Event venue. They say that 23-year-old Nevacha Crowley Sanders is suspected of shooting another woman in the chest. That victim is expected to recover. Crowley Sanders was arrested on attempted murder charges.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at noon. I'm Lenitra Bennett. Deputies say a dangerous killer on the run across the Big Bend is now dead. He's accused of shooting 4 people in Quincy. 2 of them are dead. He's also accused of shooting a Suwannee County deputy. We start our live team coverage with Abrea Ruffin, who's in Live Oak right now. Good afternoon, Abrea. What can you tell us? We know that's where law enforcement killed the suspect. What do we know so far right now?
Yeah, Lenitra, I'm here at the scene, and it's much calmer right now than compared to a few hours ago when we saw a swarm of law enforcement agencies speeding down US 90 to catch the suspect. The Suwannee County Sheriff's Office says it started around 3:30 this morning when a license plate reader flagged the suspect's car. FHP tried to pull him over, but he fired shots at them and kept going. He then crashed on Highway 90. Deputies say he got out of the car and started shooting at them, hitting a deputy. Thankfully, that deputy is expected to recover. He then ran into the woods, and authorities eventually found him along Houston Avenue Northwest and killed him in a shootout. SCSO Chief Deputy Buddy Williams says he's relieved that all the law enforcement will be okay and that this is finally over.
When you put a badge on your chest, you're prepared to do whatever it takes to keep the common civilians and our community safe. Yes, there's anxiety, there's stress. These are things we will deal with after the fact. I mean, we want to make sure that we're also taking care of our individuals once the situation is resolved.
Officials have not confirmed the suspect's identity yet, but FDLE and other agencies are still working the scene right now. I also spoke to 2 residents off camera who were in shock by how many police cars responded to the incident, but they say they are glad the deputy's okay and there's no longer a public threat. Reporting in Live Oak, Abrea Ruffin, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Some tense moments there. Thank you so much, Abrea, for that update. Suwannee County Schools went on alert this morning during all of that. The district says they started the day with extra security, then went into lockdown just before 9 a.m. Schools got the all clear a short time later. They're back to normal operations. All students and staff are safe. All of this started last night, 100 miles away from Live Oak. Gaston County deputies say the suspect shot 4 people at a Quincy gas station, killing 2 of them. Our Matt Hoffman continues our team coverage now at that gas station. Matt.
Yeah, it's good to be with you. We are here at this gas station in Quincy. It's just off the highway. I'll take a step out of frame so you can see there's not any kind of large police presence anymore, but there's some broken glass and some crime scene tape. I did speak with a couple of eyewitnesses who described, frankly, a harrowing scene. You mentioned those 4 people that were shot. Well, they describe seeing that. They describe folks yelling for help, yelling to call 911. This gas station is right next to a small neighborhood and next to a church, so there were people around who witnessed it. Obviously, the details are still fluid. We will stay on that story. But for now, the scene here in Quincy is calm, and we will get you more information tonight, of course, and online, WCTV.tv. We'll stay here in Quincy. For now, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
You know, a lot of broken hearts there in that community and questions and answers that they're looking for. But thank you so much for that update, Matt.
So we had no place to run, no place to hide but our truck. There was nowhere else.
Reaction is coming in after yesterday's afternoon's deadly officer-involved shooting downtown. 1 man is dead, another in critical condition. There was a crash. A car went into a building and then burst into flames. All of this as they were trying to escape from police. News 4's Christina De Leon has more, including the reaction from some bystanders and why this all started. Christina, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, David. Good morning, everyone. This was just chaos, as you can imagine, for the people that were stuck in traffic and kind of witnessed all of it. You heard from some of them there. This all started when police saw a stolen car and tried to pull that car over. The driver simply would not stop. This led to a chase through the streets of downtown. It quickly escalated from there. It happened for several hours and then finally ended last night at the intersection of North Flores and West Commerce. Police tried stopping that car with spike strips ultimately, but the driver simply refusing to give up. At one point, the driver sped towards the police officers who then opened fire on that car. We spoke to a couple who was stuck in the middle of traffic, witnessed all of it unfold right before their eyes. They witnessed this entire shooting as police nearly got hit with the suspect's car. Here's what they told us about this entire ordeal.
And we thought he was going to hit our truck. I started yelling, he's going to hit us. He's going to hit us. And they stopped right there in front of us. And the police came out and they were telling him to stop. And they didn't stop. And the police cop got out. They just started shooting.
So as you can imagine, they were terrified for their lives. Her husband actually says the officers did what they had to do. They opened fire on this man to keep from getting hit by that patrol, to keep from getting hit by the suspect's vehicles. They ducked for cover. They even drove around when all of it was over to make sure they hadn't been shot and make sure that they were okay. Obviously a terrifying situation. None of the officers, thankfully, were hit by any of the gunfire. At last check, the surviving suspect, the other person in that car, was okay. Police are still investigating this entire ordeal. A very scary situation for everybody involved. Reporting live downtown, I'm Christina De Leon. We will send it back to you guys in the studio.
And we begin tonight with that breaking news out of Logan County and a deadly barricade situation. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amanda Barron. Troopers with the West Virginia State Police in Logan responded to a shots fired incident this afternoon
in the community of Davin. Well, when they got to the home on Amethyst Drive, troopers say they immediately recognized an active hostage situation. A man was being held at gunpoint. They say the suspect, Billy Porter, did not respond to commands to drop his weapon. And when the victim tried to walk away, Porter raised the gun. That's when troopers fired shots, killing Porter. No one else was hurt in that incident. We'll keep following this one for you tonight and bring you the very latest on our website, WOWKTV.com.